Hi, everyone. I'm Professor Anderson, and this is our introductory Zoom session. Like I said, it's optional. I'm just going to go over some important information for the class. And if you miss it, it's fine. I'm going to put up the recording. It shouldn't take too long unless we have a lot of questions. But I just want to go over some important stuff that everyone should keep in mind as we start this quarter. I'm so glad everybody's here. The first thing I want to talk about is the drop ad period, and how that's different than withdrawing from the class. So a drop allows students to remove a class from their schedule early in the quarter, and you can avoid academic or financial consequences by doing a drop. And the drop ad period at GMC is always usually the first 4 weekdays of a quarter. So for this quarter, drop ad is going to run through Thursday, June 8th. And if you do want to drop the class or any of your classes, you will contact your graduation coach to do that. Professors cannot drop or add students for the online campus. So that is something you'll want to talk to your graduation coach about. And then withdrawals are different. That is how you can remove yourself from the class after the drop ad period. So after June 8th, you would need a withdrawal. And that can last up until 1 week prior to the end of the term. So for spring, the last day that you could withdraw from the class is July 21st, because the term ends 1 week later on July 28th. And withdrawals are not the same as a drop. There are 2 kinds of withdrawals. And the first is an IU withdrawal, and this is a non-attendance withdrawal, basically. This occurs when a student does not participate in a graded activity for 12 or more days. They are withdrawn by the professor and receive a grade of IU, which is just like receiving an F, and you're removed from the class before the course even ends. And weighted activities or graded activities, these include discussion forums, skill building activities, essays, exams, quizzes, any types of submissions like that. Those all count towards your participation. Some things that don't count towards your participation are just logging into the course, viewing pages, practice quizzes that aren't for a grade, or any other non-graded course material will not count towards your attendance. So you want to make sure you don't go past that 12 days because you have to be removed from the course after that time. And then the second kind of a withdrawal is a W, and that occurs when you send an email to me requesting to be withdrawn from the class with a grade of W. And I can honor that as long as it hasn't been 12 days of non-attendance. Okay, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the consequences or the impact of drops and withdrawals. The best option, of course, is to stay in the class and complete the course with a passing grade, but some quarters that, for some students, that's not an option. So if you have to leave a course before it ends, a drop at the beginning of the term is preferable to a withdrawal, because a withdrawal will count against your attempted hours if you're receiving financial aid, and a drop doesn't count against your attempted hours. However, if you ever need to withdraw from the class, a withdrawal request for a grade of W is preferable to the IU, the non-attendance withdrawals, because a W doesn't affect your GPA. But it still can adversely affect your financial aid, and it still counts as attempted course hours. So be sure to keep that in mind, and always talk to your graduation coach before you make the decision to withdraw from a class, because it can have, consequences for that decision. And even if a course attempt ends in a withdrawal, whether it's an IU or a W, it's still better to stay in the course as long as you can reasonably before you withdraw. This can help you basically just be successful when you're reattempting to take the class again, because if you stay as long as you can this time, you'll learn more, you'll have more of the assignments under your belt before you go ahead and reattempt that in a different quarter. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, discussion forum guidelines and the deadlines for week 1. So this week we have our first discussion forum. In your initial post in a discussion forum will usually be due on Wednesdays, but week 1 is a little bit different. This week you have some extra time, and it is due this Friday. That's just your first post in the discussion forum. And the guidelines and weekly deadlines for the discussion forums are explained at length in the following places. You can look at the discussion forum guidelines section of the course syllabus. You can also look at the frequently asked questions link on the main course page. And then there's also the discussion forum grading rubric inside the grading rubrics folder, which is linked on the main course page. So I encourage everyone to look at all of those things and just get, acquainted with the discussion forum format, because it's something we're going to do every week for the whole quarter. So like I said, that's due Friday this week for your initial post. And then after that, it'll always be due on Wednesdays by 11:55 p.m. Eastern time. We also have some class resources that I want everyone to know about as they go into the quarter. We have a free tutoring service here at GMC, which is awesome. It's available 24/7. And the link to that is on the main course page. You can find it. It's called Smart Thinking. There's also the how-to guide for MLA formatting and citations. That's also linked on the course page. This is important. Every writing assignment we have is going to be in MLA format. The skill building activities will require citations as well. So if you're not super familiar with MLA, or if you want to review it, which of course you probably should before you do any of the written assignments, you'll want to look at that how-to guide. And if you have any questions when it comes to the formatting, you can also email me as well. The student resources link is also on the course page. And this is especially important if it's your first quarter taking online classes or your first quarter at GMC. The student resources link has a bunch of tutorials for how to navigate the online campus and how to check your grades and stuff like that. So it's really important to check out as you start the class. We also have a library FAQ and a Ask a Librarian feature for the class. And so that is, I think it's linked on the course page. If not, I can send it out to everybody. It's really helpful. We'll be looking for secondary sources in the GMC library this quarter a lot. So that's a good thing to familiarize yourself with. And then we also have a GMC online campus librarian. His name is Ryan Taylor, and his email address is rtaylor@gmc.edu. So if you have any problems with the library, or if you have questions about finding sources, finding articles, he is a great person to go ahead and email. All right, let's see. What else do I want to say before I end this here? Do we have any questions right now, by the way? Does anyone have any questions? No, okay. Let's see. A couple things I want to talk about. Plagiarism, I guess. It's important to realize that plagiarism isn't just copying from the internet or sources, stuff like that. You can also plagiarize yourself. So if it's something that you've turned in for another class, that's going to show up on Turnitin as plagiarism. So it is possible to plagiarize yourself. So don't turn anything in that you have previously turned into a different class in a different quarter, because Turnitin will pick up on that. And then also, this has become an issue recently, is having AI write your papers. We've been seeing that more and more, and Turnitin actually does have a percentage for that as well. So now you get a plagiarism percentage from Turnitin, and then you also have an AI percentage. There are little things that we notice when students turn in a paper that has been AI generated. So it's really easy to figure out, so don't do it. Like I said, Turnitin will flag it, we'll notice it. So just please do not have your papers written by AI. My email address is at the top of the course page. And if you have any questions throughout the quarter, you can always email me. I'll get back to you usually within 24 hours, maybe 48 hours on the weekend, but probably not. So if any questions about the class, go ahead and email me. I'm here to help. I want everyone to be successful. So any way I can help you, just go ahead and reach out. I think that's basically everything I wanted to go over. I hope I'm not leaving anything out. Okay, well, as long as no one has any other questions, I'll go ahead and end the Zoom meeting and upload the recording for everyone who couldn't be there. So last call for questions. No. Okay, well, thanks to everyone who joined and everyone watching the recording after. Like I said, I'm Professor Anderson, and if you need anything, just go ahead and send me an email. Thanks, bye.